He is this like, I don't know, psycho pop therapist where he's always giving like really blanket statement advice on his feed. And he's always like, if you are suffering from X, Y, and Z, you need to do A, B, and C. And it's like very concrete advice that's not nuanced at all and not what people who are actually struggling like need to hear.
I think it's funny you say that. I think there's a problem with that. It's not just probably him. It's kind of a formula that a lot of like self-help gurus follow where they're like, let me just give out advice that is like, it's almost like horoscopes. It's like this applies to everybody, but it's like trending right now and it makes people feel good. So let me just do this and get the clicks. Like, I mean, that kind of is like what I said. It's like being pissed off at people that do things for the fame and not because they actually care about it. That's exactly what I'm mad about.
Right. Yeah. Because, and also in a setting like that, like therapy and mental health stuff, I feel like it's so easy to manipulate like vulnerable people that way and be like, buy my $55 book and then you'll be cured. And it's all just a ploy to like sell your own stuff or get more views. You know?
I noticed that with basically anything that people are desperate for help on, there's a market. So like dating advice.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so many, and sometimes like I've looked on those things myself. I've needed dating advice, but like I do feel like there's like dating coaches. It's like there's too many out there and it's a trend, and it's like there's like a lot of stuff that's like how to get him to this and that, and like there's like stuff geared towards women that are like how to be a bad bitch and like flip your roster and date all these. It's just like all this stuff to try to like it's like
Cosmopolitan magazine, but like totally blown up and just everywhere, because now with like TikTok and Instagram and all the socials, like you can just put whatever you want out there and someone's gonna respond to it, and then you can use that, you know. It's
weird, like part of me feels like I understand in some ways, because it's like people want to make a career. I was literally just talking about this before we started recording. People want to make a career in the arts. Like they want to be a YouTuber. So I feel like for some people it might be easy to fall into the trap of like, let me just do what's trendy because it's going to get me views, it's going to get me money. But I feel like the problem with that is like, again, you're putting out like shitty information. Yeah. And two, it's like you might not be satisfied with that in the long run. Like, you know what I mean? As an individual, like that might be empty.
Because it's interesting when you conflate like artistry and money in that way. I mean, I guess it's not the same exact thing as like the advice and like the Cosmopolitan's like reference we just used, but for artists who are like, let me just put out as much art as I can so that I can get views, and then when it actually gets away from the purpose of the art itself, that can be a formula for like lack of fulfillment, in my opinion.
And I do feel like that's another flaw. Not a flaw, but just like something to conquer with the modern day of art, because it's all about like get the content out. So like part of me is like, damn, like there's this pressure to get shit out. So like, what do? Do I put out shitty work all the time? Because if I put out a masterpiece, it'll never get seen because the algorithm doesn't pick up on masterpieces that you took like 10 years to work on. I mean, unless you're like Bo Burnham, that like he actually like somehow pulls that off. But like the people that are actually getting success in the arts, they're putting stuff out every day.
It's like the short form, really quick reels and like punchy, like things.
I mean, I guess I could put out a masterpiece and then just make 50 shorts of it.
Yeah, like, cut it into 10 second
segments.
Like
this is a Mozart sonata like that. It took me a year to, and then I just like put like one little short. So I guess I could like play the game that way.
4 bars at a time.
I guess I could play the game that way. But like, it's like how much more condensed is it going to get?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be like
that's a
like,
good question.
You know, it keeps like getting, that's actually eerie. Like it's like AI shit. Like that I don't even know how to answer the question, you know?
And that's, I struggle with that a lot too, being like a performer and also being on the internet kind of. Like I don't really have an Instagram presence at all that much. I don't really post my stuff on the internet that much, but I feel like I should. But then I also have this voice in my head that's like, no, like only do it if you want to, not because you feel like you're supposed to. And it's like an internal struggle.
I fell into a trap with Instagram where it's not. Okay, let me explain. So on YouTube, I decided to post every day. And when I post every day on YouTube, I found that it actually is genuine and that I enjoy it. Because what I do is I make these podcasts, which I love doing. And then I take segments from the podcast and I put them out. So it's not like I'm like coming up with fake material. I'm just taking what we did and like making it into smaller segments.
Right.
That's fine. I fell into a trap on Instagram where I was posting like pictures of myself every day with like quotes, and like after a while I'm like, I don't really want to put this, like this isn't, like there will be some days where I'm like, this actually is true, like what I'm writing in this quote is actually from the heart.
Yeah.
But it's like once every 2 weeks like that I feel that way. And like when I had to do it every day, I'm like, what else could I fucking say, like like next to this picture of my cleavage, like, you know what I mean, like how many, like how many quotes can I put here, you know what I mean? So it I fell into the trap of like, I don't want to do this, I don't care if it's gonna help my success, it just feels like bullshit, you know?
Yeah. And that's like a really important thing to recognize in yourself when you're posting things and they're not resonating right with you. Like, I feel like continuing to put it out there is doing yourself more harm in a way, because now you're getting farther away from your values.